Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. First off, I want to say good morning. And second off, I want to go ahead and let you all know that I'm going to go ahead and share my morning and evening skincare routine with you all. And let's go ahead and get started. So usually the first thing I do when I get up, I have to have my cup of coffee. And then once my coffee has gone ahead and helped me wake up, I go ahead and I head to my, what you call the powder room. Anywho, so this is exactly what I do. I usually put my hair in a ponytail. So that way it's not in the way. Then I usually take a band that usually goes over my head. If I can get it to go right. And then I want to make sure that I am getting it everywhere. Well, it doesn't want to do this with me, so. Bear with me. Okay. Sometimes I like to use my little towel wrap around my head, but most of the time I usually do this. Okay, there's that. Then I go ahead and I run my water. I make sure that my sink is clean before I even get started. So I usually like to use lukewarm water. Now that the sink is filled, let me go ahead and let you know that the products that I do tend to use, I tend to like to go towards organic, natural, or cruelty-free. Sometimes I'm very universal about the products, but I like to stick to what I know is very good for your skin. Anywho. In the mornings, I like to go with a light cleanser, which usually the oils that you contain when you wake up, you do not want to rid of all of it because it's what protects your skin barrier. So I ended up receiving this in my Good Being for the month of August. And this is the Gaffer and Child Facial Cleanser. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready. Let me check to see if I have a seal. This is actually the first time I'm using this one because this is the month of August. Sometimes my skincare does change. So what I do is I dip my hands in the water and I dab my face with the water, at least to dampen it. Make sure I get my neck. And so I'm not sure how many pumps I'm supposed to use, but I'm going to go ahead and eyeball it. There's a 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go ahead with first that. And I'm going to go all around. You want to be careful when you go around your eyes because your eyes are very thin compared to the skin on your face. But these are such natural ingredients that if you can just use a light hand around it and not as you do around your face, but just go like this. That's usually what I do, or I usually go in circular motions very light-handedly, and then I go around my face, which I don't think I got enough. Because sometimes some organic cleansers don't really, they're not supposed to lather, but they have some lather. You just want to make sure that your face is clean. Not too clean because you want to have the natural oils in your skin. So let's go ahead and wash my face. I'll be right back. Then I usually dab my face with my facial towel. My neck. The next thing that I go for is tea tree oil. And I usually use the Hollywood's Beauty tea tree oil. It's a mix with vitamin E in it. And the reason why I use tea tree oil is because it helps with combination skin. Those who have either breakouts, blemishes, etc. So you always want to dab it onto your skin, and it helps with when you are preparing to put your makeup on, so that way you don't get as much irritation, because it helps with that. So as I'm doing that, I make sure that it is into the skin, and also it is a what do you call it, a natural nutrient that kills bacteria. What do you call that? As I'm doing this, I'm like stunned. Usually in the morning I can't really think straight, but it is a natural microbial antibacterial oil. I can't really make sense. So anywho, it feels like it has settled into the skin. So the next thing I am going for is my multivitamin facial serum. And I did receive this in my Good Being box. And I always go for a serum after I put my tea tree oil on. You don't want a lot because you're going to be using, well, I'm going to be using certain products on my skin. But this is supposed to put some vitamins back into my skin. I will be doing this morning and night, and you don't need a whole lot. This one does not have a pump, so, oh wow. Actually, I only needed like one dill on my finger. That's weird. This is what I did. Just a little bit. Put it where you need it. And you don't need a whole lot, I guess. Apparently, it feels like I have put a lot more than that. But, anywho. So, you want to be careful around the eye area. Apparently with this oil, it kind of feels like I'm tugging at it, so I'm not going to tug under my eyes. I'm actually going to go around my face. Some serums are like really, really watery, and I don't really like those kind of serums. So this serum is definitely a win right now. We'll see how it works later. Okay. After that, I did receive this also in my Good Being, which is the Pacifica Cactus and Kale Oil-Free Renewal Lotion. And apparently this is weightless hydration plus cactus, kale, and rose extract. And it has vitamins as well. So you can use this morning and night. And this is for all combination skin types. So this also is the first time that I am using this. For the month of August, it has a safety seal, which I'm really happy. I don't want to like bite that in front of you guys. Okay. You don't ever really need a whole lot when it comes to lotions on your skin, because you want it to last. So there's that. Dab, dab, dab. Feels very lightweight. Kind of feels greasy at first, but it is actually going in very well. And then I want to softly but gently put this right here and probably dab it just around the eye area. Usually if I don't have a camera on me, it would probably be a different way that I would be doing this, but it's usually my norm, what I'm doing. You always want to get the neck because you don't want that turtleneck, or not turtleneck, the turkey neck. I think it's a turkey neck. What is that? Well, anywho. Oh wow, it's already going into the skin. It puts the lotion in the skin. Sorry. Sometimes when I say stuff, I can remember a movie and I have to say it. If I don't say it, it's stuck in my head all day. Oh, it's already into the skin. All right, so for the next item on my list is a probiotic. You always want to have a probiotic for your skin because it helps with the proteins in your skin to battle redness, discoloration, all sorts of stuff. But anywho, this is the La La Retro Whipped Cream probiotic cream, and I did receive this in one of my Birchbox beauty boxes, I think. Or was it, or it might have been my Allure beauty box. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and open it. So there's that, and it is a thick cream, so you don't always need a whole lot. I always dab. I know it looks like I'm using a lot of stuff, but it's not a lot. You do not have to put this under your eyes. You can if you want. Like I said, you always want to be very light. Or you can dab, dab, dab. I just love anything with probiotics because it helps with my skin. It keeps the redness at bay. Because I really don't like walking around all day and my face has little blotches of red all over it, but this helps. And my skin usually looks really, really good. So, all right. So for the last two products that I do use, oh my goodness, I just remembered. I forgot to use my facial toner. You guys are probably laughing right now, like, I didn't see you use a facial toner. Before I do use my products, I use a rose facial toner from Trader Joe's. Anywho, so sorry. Okay, so for the last two products is eye cream. I usually do prefer an organic eye cream over an eye cream that I'm unsure of if it's like natural products, but these two together are like magic for me. So, okay, so this one here is the Sahayan Organic Restorative Eye Cream. You don't need a whole lot. It does look kind of weird and funky, but sometimes that's what organic skincare looks like. And I dab that into my eyes. And I let it sit there for a second before I rub it all the way in, because I am using a camera, so I want to be careful. So here we go. You always want to use a ring finger. I know I constantly have, or well, I know I haven't said to use your ring finger, but it's the finger that you want to use because it is not as tugging as your other top two fingers. And sometimes I sweep up Make sure it's getting there. And then I go around the eyebrows. That way they contain the moisture that they need. Okay. And the last thing, but not least, is this is my favorite. I received this in my BoxyCharm. This is the Needles No More Baggage. And apparently this helps with puffiness. And I use this in the morning. I also use it at night too. It looks like that. This likes to soak in really fast, so since I got the camera on me, I'm just going to do one eye at a time. It works like magic with my other eye cream. Like, I was just using the organic eye cream for a while, and then when I received this and started using it for a couple of days, I noticed that a couple of the lines under my eyes were like disappearing, and it was like insane. I was like, did I just find the magic in 2 bottles? And sometimes I believe I did. Then I go like this. And the other, got that. Like I said, you do not need a whole lot, even though it looks like a whole lot, because it's hard to push on this bottle, so. Did not get that on there. I don't know, sometimes I think that when I do this, it's gonna keep you from having my under eyes like sag when I get older, but there we go. The last thing, I know that I said that this was the last thing, but usually the most important thing that you never want to forget is to hydrate your lips for the day. Actually, this stuff lasts me all day. I mean, I do have to reapply it maybe once or twice, but I received this, I believe, in my LR Beauty box. This is the Organic Pharmacy Antioxidant Lip Balm. You never want to forget your lips, that's the thing. Early morning, you wake up, your lips are super, super dry. You want to put the moisture back in them. Well, that was it. And I can't wait to see you all this evening. And I will see you soon. Hey everyone. So now I'm back and it is evening. It is like, I believe, 8 o'clock at night. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my evening skincare routine. I'm going to go ahead and do exactly what I did this morning. I already have my hair up in a ponytail. Put that up. Okay. So in the evening, sometimes I either use a face wash, like my St. Ives, a gentle face wash, or a deep cleaning face wash. But usually about, I think, 3 to 4 times a week, I like to exfoliate. So since I haven't exfoliated in 2 days, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But first, before I exfoliate, I like to do the deep cleansing. So let's go ahead and get started with the deep cleansing wash. So I've already got the water all set and put into the sink. I'm going to go ahead and got my face. Try to make this as quick as I can for you all. Just put a little bit here. And this brand here is the Skin Fix Foaming Clay Cleanser. I did receive that in a beauty box, which I'm glad I did. So, and make sure that I get it where I need it. Make sure to deep clean it so that way it's ready for me to exfoliate. This is exactly what I do before I exfoliate, is I make sure I do a deep cleanse. So, but if I'm not exfoliating, I just do a light wash. So, try to get everywhere as necessary. You do want to stay clear away from your eyes, because you do not want to take so much hydration out of it, due to the fact I've already washed and rinsed this morning. Okay. Usually I like to make it foamy. Apparently it's not foamy enough. Okay, and then I get down and I wash my face. Okay, I've had drying my face towel. As you can see, I got water all over me. So this is why sometimes before I wash my face, I'll put something on that I know that I need to throw in the wash anyway, because I don't want to get my other nice clothes wet. So, all right. So the next off that I do is I use my Vasanti Brighten Up Enzymatic Face Rejuvenator, or any kind of exfoliator that I'm using. And I have to make sure that my face is wet for this. Apparently I got it too dry. You don't need a whole lot, because it's so fine, like baking soda. I used to use baking soda and coconut oil, because that's the most natural exfoliant that is so fine and good, and it actually brightens your face. It's like, it feels exactly the way that this exfoliant feels like. But in order for you to know, is to either you have it or you need to try and purchase it. But if you can't, just do it the old-fashioned way, baking soda and coconut oil. So I just make sure that I rub for about, I'd say not too long, maybe about 30 seconds. But since we're in a time frame, I'm trying not to go overboard. Try not to get like under your eye with it. But if you do, just lightly go around. Not too harsh. But I try to get in areas where my lines are, like my laugh lines, my nasal lines. I do have some lines right here, and some scars up here, which look like lines, but they're actually scars. But anywho, there's that, and time to wash that off. Okay. Okay, so after I do dry my face, sometimes this thing likes to fall off, so I reposition it, tighten my ponytail, and go for my next step. So the next step that I usually go for, after a good exfoliation, I want to use my favorite, and I mean my favorite, Shea Moisture Hydrating Mud Mask with frankincense and myrrh extracts. This here alone, I tend to use about 2 to 3 uses out of this, and it saves me a lot of money. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So on the inside, it is definitely mud. You don't need a whole lot. So what I do is I take just a little bit and I go downwards. I want to stay away from the eyes because I do like to use a gel eye mask. I would put that on first, but at first it tends to slip a little bit, and I don't want it to slip out of place. So I put the mask on, which is my preference first. Some people like to put the eye gel masks on first, but if it's your preference, that's okay. Some people are different, and that's fine. What this mask does is basically it hydrates really, really well. And that's why I love this. I wake up in the morning and my skin feels so dewy and refreshed and moisturized and bright. Just overall so beautiful. So I only need a thin layer. I don't need a whole bunch. Just make sure I got everywhere that I need. I don't go all the way to my neck with the mask because this mask I just use for my face. Which some spots I tend to forget because I'm using a camera. Keep forgetting about certain areas. Okay, well, there's a lot. Oops. My eyebrow a little bit. You know what I usually do is I just fold it and I use tape to tape it down. I just wait till basically my wet hands touched it, so I wait till it dries a little bit on the outside, not the inside. Anywho, I'm gonna rinse my fingers off real quick. Okay, so I use the Gold and Snow Hydrogel Eye Patch. This does not cost me a whole lot. I purchased this on Amazon. I did lose the spatula, knowing me, but that's why I rinsed my fingers off. And these are what they look like. So, turn it around. And I'll go in like that. Oh. Sorry. Confusing. And make sure that they are in. Even though that the mask is underneath this eye mask, it holds it in place. So you don't really need the mask to hold it in place, but so now I'm just making sure that I have it perfectly positioned. Apparently we can't all be perfect. So anywho, I'm gonna wait the 30 minutes for this mask to dry and for these gel patches to take effect. And I will see you here in just a bit. Alright, so I just washed that. I'm gonna drain my water. Drain my face off. I wanna make sure I got everything. Alright. So after that, I like to use my tea tree oil like I do in the morning. Don't need a whole lot. Dab, dab, dab onto the skin. And you do not, and I mean, you can rub it all the way in, but sometimes I just like to tap, tap, tap. Or, you know, dab, 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 dab. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back into using this multivitamin facial serum. This morning it was really awesome because all I needed was just one shake on my finger and it went everywhere. That is so awesome. Yeah, right now it is like, seriously, that's all I needed. I don't know why when like people are washing their face or like putting makeup on and their mouth goes, and it's weird, it's like a natural reaction. Okay, so I'm gonna move on. If I can ever stop myself. Okay, so I did receive this in my Allure Beauty box, and this is the Luna Sleeping at Night Oil. And since it's a little bottle, what I do is I'm going to be using the Josie Maran whipped argan butter, if I can get it to open. There's that. I'm going to put a little bit in my hand, just about that much. Shake this up. I have to tell you, this stuff here it's amazing. It may be blue, but it like mixes clear on your skin. So there's what it looks like right there. I'm gonna put it on my skin. Rub it in. I'm gonna dab on my eyes. It says that it is safe to use underneath the eyes. These are all natural oils, so they're not going to hurt you whatsoever. Make sure that it gets all mixed in. I know that this video may be long, but there are people out there that actually like to know exactly what we do with our skincare routine. But mine, it tends to change every month due to I tend to get a lot of skincare from my beauty boxes, and I just want to give them a try. And if I do like them, I will repurchase them and add them to my routine. And it mixes in really, really well. It takes a bit with this oil here, so with the night oil. All right. So when I'm done with that, I'm going to take my eye cream and dab the one that I showed you guys earlier. That down. Okay, and then I'm going to take the Needles No More by Dr. Brandt. It is so hard for me to even push this out of this tube. Kind of looks like a whole lot. Apparently because I put a whole lot trying to squeeze it out of the tube. Okay, I'm going to sweep up. I can definitely imagine everybody saying, hurry, speed up the process. Patience is key to healthy skin. Okay, so all right, usually I think that is the last thing before I go ahead and use my Wake Up Beautiful by Pacifica. This is a super hydration sleepover mask, and usually this is the last step in my skincare. What it does is it holds everything in place overnight. I kind of put too much, but oh well. That way I can get it. You don't need a whole lot. When I pushed it out of the tube, like put a whole bunch in my hand, but you only need like a dime size, that's it. Up, round, round, round. I can make sure it's all mixed in. And to always remember, never forget to put lip balm on. You want to keep your lips hydrated. And that is definitely a part of my part of my skincare. So I'm gonna put that on. Rub that in. Take this off. Brush my hair. Some people don't even do that. Oh, just kidding. I probably do. All right. And that was my evening skincare routine. So thank you all for stopping by and taking your time to watch my morning and evening skincare routine for the month of August. If you guys can, like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I hope to see you guys next month. Y'all take care.